Hey everyone, and welcome to the Activity 2.1 Healthy Relationships How-To video. This is one of the more uh, complex assignments when we get into the actual assignment, but it's also a very important topic with respect to things like bullying and what is a healthy relationship, and to make sure that you surround yourself and you're able to identify what is a healthy relationship and what isn't. So there's a whole bunch of different resources here that talks about healthy relationships, and then there's 3 different resources here that talk about bullying and what you can do with respect to bullying. One of the excellent ones is bullyingcanada.ca, and this is kind of like a bullying helpline for victims of bullies themselves. Basically, uh, the whole process. It's just support for that. So it's a great thing to go and check out, um, or tell your friends about. Anyway, back to the assignment. So we're going to click on assignment 2.1. And what the assignment is we're going to think of a relationship that you would like to create a visual presentation for and decide whether it's healthy or unhealthy. You can do either or. You can do healthy or unhealthy. And you create a single picture or comic such as the one above that represents the relationship. And this is how we're going to be graded. So many characteristics representative of a healthy and unhealthy relationship, 5 marks. What that means is that you need at least 5 characteristics there. It's basically a point per characteristic in your comic when you create it. And then you get some for characters landscape, and you get some for creativity. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this Make Believe Comics. We're going to open it up in a new tab. And it comes up with this kind of freeware on how to make a free comic. So what you do is you have 3 panels here where you can make your comic. So you can name your comic, you can put your author's name there, and then from here you want to kind of start creating your comic. So there's backgrounds here, there's objects, there's words, there's characters, and you just kind of populate your comic. So let's start with backgrounds. So if you click on the backgrounds over here, then over in the selection window you can scroll through the different backgrounds and choose one that works for you. How about a classroom? And now if you click on the classroom itself, you can move it around, or you can scale it. So if you click on scale and then click on whatever you want to scale, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. It doesn't, whatever you want to do. And then there's this bring to front and bring to back tool that I'm going to show you in a second. But we're going to add a character now. So there's all these different characters that you can choose from, and all of them have different poses and things like that as well. So you just pick whichever one you will like. I'm going to pick the science teacher because it looks like that's a classroom. So and then you can see he's doing a whole bunch of different things. And I particularly like that one. Maybe he's getting angry at students for being late. And you can move it around with the move tool. You can scale it. Click on him to scale him. Scale him up and scale him down, make him bigger and smaller. If I click on something else, that other thing will scale big and small. And maybe I wanted to flip him. I could flip him too. So whichever way. And now there's words that you can put in there, like this one, bam. Right? I can put bam in there. And maybe if I put it in front of there, but I want it behind him, I can bring to front, and I can bring him to the front, in front of him. So there's a whole bunch of different things that you can do. Talking balloons, this is very important. Talking and thought balloons, because this is where the dialogue of your comment is going to come from. So you can take a thought balloon and you can put it in there, and you can flip it, right? Flip the balloon. Oh, maybe you can't. You can scale it up and down. You can move it over with the move tool, etc. So this is kind of how you're going to create your comic. And there's different panels. So you just put in different things for different panels. I often start with the backdrop first, or whatever, and so on. Now, you only have 3 panels, or sorry, you have panel choices here. You can do 2, you can do 3, or you can do 4. So generally 4 gets a good story in. When you're done creating all of your panels, what you want to do is you want to hit this next button, and then you want to hit Save Image to Disk. Make Believe Comics, remember your Planning 10 folder, right? I put mine on my desktop, Planning 10, and I've already kind of made one comic before, but that's okay. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to replace it because I like this one better. Then I go back to my assignment, and I have to turn to, I have to switch roles to student here. There we are. And I click Add Submission. I add the file. I'm going to choose my file, my Planning 10 folder, and there it is, my Make Believe comic. And I'm just going to double click on it, and I'm going to upload the file. And there it is. I'm just going to hit Save Changes. And it says Submitted for Grading. And we know that it's fully submitted for grading because that's that nice green color and not that darker green color. And you can edit this submission over and over. Your call. So that's how we do this assignment. And thanks for watching my how-to video.